The hero was playing, Lane.
No, monsieur. I didn't think it polite to listen.
I'm sorry, for your sake. You see, Lane, I don't play accurately. Anyone can play accurately. But I play with wonderful emotion.
Yes, monsieur.
By the way, have you got those cucumber sandwiches for Lady Bracknell?
Yes, monsieur. Mr. Earnest Worthing.
Ah, my dear Earnest. What brings you to town?
Oh, pleasure, pleasure. What else should we go anywhere? Eating as usual, I see, Algy.
Well, I believe it's normal in good society to have some sort of refreshment at 5 o'clock. Anyway, where have you been since last Thursday?
In the country.
In the country? What on earth do you do there?
Algy, when one is in town, one amuses oneself. When one is in the country, one amuses other people. It's excessively boring.
And who are these people you amuse?
Neighbors.
Got nice neighbors in your part of Shropshire?
Horrible! Never speak to one of them.
Say, Shropshire is your county, is it not?
Shropshire? Yeah, yes, of course. Why this bread? Why all these cucumber sandwiches? Why such reckless extravagance? Who's coming for tea?
Oh, nothing, merely Augusta and Gwendolyn.
How perfectly delightful.
It's all very well, but I'm afraid Aunt Augusta won't approve of you being here.
May I ask why?
My dear fellow, the way you flirt with Gwendolyn is perfectly disgraceful. It's almost as bad the way she flirts with you.
Listen, I am in love with Gwendolyn. I have come up to town specifically to propose to her.
In love with Gwendolyn? I thought you'd said you come for pleasure. I call that different.
How unromantic you are, Algy.
Well, I really don't see anything romantic in proposing. You know, there's certainly some things romantic about being in love, but nothing's romantic about definite proposal. One's usually accepted and the excitement is all over. The very essence of romance is an uncertainty. If I ever get married, I'll certainly try to forget I am.
I have no doubt about that, Algy. The divorce courts were specially made for those people whose memories are so poor.
Well, there's no use speculating on that. Up! Don't touch the cucumber sandwiches, they're made for Aunt Augusta.
You've been eating them all this time!
Well, that's a different matter. She's my aunt. Here, this is bread and butter. The bread and butter was made for Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn is in love with bread and butter.
Very good bread and butter, it is true.
You don't need to eat it like you're going to eat it all. You act as if you were married already. You're not married to her, and I don't think you ever will be.
Why on earth would you say such a thing?
Well, for one, girls don't marry the men they flirt with. You see, girls don't think it right.
That's absurd.
No, it isn't. It comes to the extraordinary number of bachelors you see all over town. Secondly, I don't quite give my consent.
Your consent?
Yes, my dear fellow. As you may very well know, Gwendolyn happens to be my first cousin. And before I allow you to marry her, we must clear up the question of Cecily.
Cecily?
Lane.
What do you mean, Algy, by what of Cecily? I know no one of the name of Cecily.
Bring me that cigarette case Mr. Worthing left me down here last Thursday.
You've had my cigarette case all this time. Algy, I wish to God you'd given it to me back. I've been sending frantic letters to the police about it. I was almost offering a large reward.
Well, I wish you would. I happen to be in a tight spot.
There's no good offering a large reward now the thing is found.
Well, I think that's rather mean of you. Well, quite hard
Learn how to open a cigarette case.
Well, now that I look at the inscription inside, I find the thing isn't yours after all.
Of course it's mine. You've seen me with it 100 times. You have no right whatsoever to read what is written inside a private cigarette case.
Well, I find it absurd to have rules about what one should read and what one shouldn't.
Give me back my cigarette case.
But it isn't your cigarette case. This cigarette case is a present from someone of the name of Cecily. And you just said you don't know anyone of that name.
If you want to know, Cecily happens to be my aunt.
Your aunt?
Yes, my aunt.
Well, if she is your aunt, why does she call herself Little Cecily? From Little Cecily with the fondest love.
Why on earth does that matter? Some aunts are tall, some aunts are small. What to call herself? You seem to think that every aunt should be exactly like your aunt. That's absurd. Now just give me back my cigarette case.
Well, some aunts are small, some aunts are tall. There's no objection to that, but why an aunt, regardless of her size, call her own nephew her uncle? From dear little Cecily to her, with the fondest love to her dear Uncle Jack. Besides, your name isn't Jack, it's Earnest.
No, my name isn't Ernest, it's Jack.
Your name isn't Ernest? You've always told me it was Ernest. I've introduced you to everyone as Ernest. In fact, you're the most earnest-looking Ernest I've ever met in my life. It's totally absurd of you to say your name isn't Ernest.
Well, my name is Ernest in town and Jack in the country, and I've happened to receive this cigarette case while I was in the country.
Very well. But that does not account for why your little Aunt Cecily calls you her dear uncle. Now tell me the truth, dear fellow. I've always suspected you of being a secret Bunburyist.
A Bunburyist? What on earth is a Bunburyist?
I'll tell you the meaning of the expression as soon as you tell me why you're Ernest in town, or what was it, Jack in the country?
Fine, give me my cigarette case.
Here it is. Now do tell, and make it interesting.
Algy, there's not much interesting about my story at all. Old Mr. Thomas Cardew adopted me when I was a child and made me guardian to his granddaughter, Miss Cecily Cardew. Cecily, who happens to call me your uncle, is a sign of respect, something that you could never possibly appreciate. This is my house in the country under the care of a tutor, Miss Prism.
And where is this place in the country?
I will not tell you. You are not going to find out. Well, I may tell you that it is not in Shropshire.
Oh, I knew that. I've Bunburied all over Shropshire in 2 separate occasions. Now do go on. Why are you Ernest in town and Jack in the country?
Algy, when one is a guardian, one has to adopt a very high moral tone. So in order to come up to town, I have pretended to have a younger brother the name of Earnest, who gets into the most dreadful of troubles. That, my dear Algy, is the truth. Pure and simple.
The truth is rarely pure, and certainly never simple. You happen to be one of the most advanced Bunburyists I know.
Bunbury.
Well, in order to come up to town as often as you like, you've invented a younger brother by the name of Ernest, who gets into the most dreadful of troubles. I, on the other hand, have invented a permanent invalid by the name of Bunbury, in order to go down to the country as often as I like. A Bunbury is perfectly invaluable, is it not?
Listen, I am not a Bunburyist at all. If Gwendolen accepts me, I will get rid of my brother. No, I'll get rid of him regardless. Cecily seems to be a little too fond of him. I suggest you do the same with your Mr. Bonbon or whatever.
I shall not part with Bunbury. And if you do ever get married, I'm sure you'll be glad to know of him. Oh, that must be the bell. Now, if I get Aunt Augusta out of the way for 10 to 15 minutes, you can propose to Gwendolen. May I dine with you tonight at Willis's?
Fine, if you want to.
Yes, but do be serious about it. I hate people who are not serious about meals. It's so very shallow of them.
Lady Bracknell and Miss Fairfax.
Mr. Algernon, I hope you are behaving very well.
Oh, I'm feeling very well, Aunt Augusta.
That's not quite the same thing. In fact, the two rarely go together.
Dear me, you are pretty.
You're quite perfect, Miss Fairfax.
Why, I hope I'm not that. It would leave no room for development, and I intend to develop in many directions.
I'm sorry it's a bit late, dear Algernon, but I had to see Miss Horbury. I haven't seen her since the husband's death. She's changed. She seems 20 years younger. And now I have a cup of tea and one of those nice cucumber sandwiches you promised me.
Yes, certainly, Aunt Augusta. Lane! Where are those cucumber sandwiches I ordered specially for Aunt Augusta?
There were no cucumbers in the market this morning, monsieur. I went down there twice.
No cucumbers at the market? Oh, I'm greatly distressed, Aunt Augusta, about there being no cucumbers.
It really makes no matter, Algernon. I had some cakes with Lady Horbury earlier. It seemed to me she's just pleasuring herself now.
Well, Aunt Augusta, I must say, I will have to excuse myself from dinner tonight. I just received a telegram from the country informing me that my poor friend Bunbury is very ill again. I should be with him.
This Mr. Bunbury seem to suffer from curiously bad health. Well, I must say, Algernon, I think it is about high time that he made up his mind whether he was going to live or to die.
I'll certainly tell Bunbury if he is still conscious. As for the music, Aunt Augusta, I've come to realize that if one plays good music, people rarely talk. And if one plays bad music, people don't listen. I've drawn out the program list in the other room. If you'll accompany me, I'll be happy to show you.
That is very thoughtful of you, Algernon. French songs I cannot possibly allow.
Yes, of course.
Gwendolyn, you will accompany me?
Certainly, Mamma.
Charming day, Miss Fairfax.
Pray don't talk to me about the weather, Mr. Worthing. When people talk to me about the weather, I feel certain they mean something else. And that makes me so nervous.
Well, I do mean something else.
I'm never wrong.
Listen, I would like to take advantage of Lady Bracknell's absence.
I would certainly advise you to do so. Mamma has a way of coming back suddenly into a room that I've often had to speak to her about.
Gwendolyn, ever since I met you, I've never admired another woman I have ever met since I met you.
Yes, I am quite well aware of the facts, and I wish that in public, at any rate, you would be more demonstrative. For me, you have always held an irresistible fascination. My ideal has always been to love someone of the name of Earnest. Something in that name inspires absolute confidence. When Algy first mentioned to me that he had a friend called Earnest, I knew that I was destined to love you.
You really love me, Gwendolyn.
Passionately.
You don't know how happy you've made me. But you don't mean to say you couldn't love me if my name wasn't Earnest.
But your name is Earnest.
I know it is, but what if it was something else? You couldn't love me then?
But that's just speculation. That doesn't have anything to do with real life.
Well, I don't care much of the name of Earnest. I don't think it suits me at all.
It suits you perfectly. It has a music of its own. It produces vibrations.
Well, I don't think the name suits me at all. I think there are much other nicer names. I think Jack, for instance, is a much nicer name.
Jack? No, there's very little music in the name Jack. It produces absolutely no vibrations at all. It doesn't have a thrill. I pity any woman married to a man called Jack. She would probably never be allowed to know entrancing pleasure.
Gwendolyn, I must have christened. No, we must get married at once.
Married, Mr. Worthing?
Well, yes, you know that I love you, and you've led me to believe that you don't particularly dislike me.
I adore you, but you haven't proposed to me yet.
Well, may I propose to you now?
I think it would be an admirable opportunity.
Gwendolyn.
Yes, Mr. Worthing. What have you to say to me?
You know what I've got to say to you.
Yes, but you don't say it.
Gwendolyn, will you marry me?
Of course I will. How long you've been about it? I'm afraid you've had very little experience in how to propose.
Gwendolyn, will you marry me?
Of course.
Mr. Worthing! Rise, sir, from this insulting posture.
I must beg you to retire. This is no place for you. Besides, Mr. Worthing has not quite finished yet.
Finished what, may I ask?
Mamma, I am engaged to be married to Mr. Worthing.
Pardon me, you are not engaged to anyone. When you do become engaged to someone, I will inform you of the fact. Now I have a few questions to put to you, Mr. Worthing. And Gwendolyn, you will wait for me below in the carriage.
Mamma!
Carriage, Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn, the carriage. You may take a seat, Mr. Worthing. Relaxing.
Thank you, Lady Bracknell. However, I prefer standing.
I'm quite ready to enter your name into my list of eligible young men, should your answers be what a really affectionate mother require. Tell me, do you smoke?
Well, yes, I must admit I smoke.
I am glad to hear it. A man should always have an occupation of some kind. There are far too many idle men in London as there is. How old are you?
29.
A very good age to be married at. I've always been of the opinion that a man who decides to get married either knows everything or nothing. Which do you know?
I know nothing, Lady Bracknell.
I am pleased to hear it. I do not approve of anything that tampers with natural ignorance. Education proves a serious threat to the upper classes. What is your income?
Oh, between 7,000 and 8,000 a year.
In land or investments?
In investments, chiefly.
That is satisfactory.
However, I do not depend upon that for my primary income. I have a house in the country, about 1,500 acres or so. That is all.
You have a town house, I hope. A girl with a simple, unspoiled nature like Gwendolen could hardly be expected to reside in the country.
Well, I own a house in Belgrave Square. It is being rented out to Lady Bloxham.
Lady Bloxham? I don't know her. What number in Belgrave Square?
149.
Ugh, the fashionable side. I knew there was something. However, that can soon be altered.
Do you mean the fashion or the side?
Both, if necessary, I presume. Now to minor matters. Are your parents living?
I have lost both my parents.
To lose one parent, Mr. Worthing, may be regarded as a misfortune. To lose both seemed to me like carelessness. Who was your father?
I'm afraid I do not know. I've said that I have lost both my parents. But it would be nearer to the truth to say that my parents seem to have lost me. Old Mr. Thomas Cardew, a man of a very charitable nature, found me. Yes, found me and gave me the name of...
Found?
Yes, he found me in a handbag.
A handbag?
Yes, you know, a handbag, a normal black leather handbag with handles, an ordinary handbag.
Where did this Mr. Cardew find this ordinary handbag?
Oh, in the cloakroom in Victoria Station.
The cloakroom of Victoria Station?
Yes, the Brighton line.
The line is immaterial. To be born, on any rate bred, in a handbag, whether it has handles or not, seems to me like an insult to the common decency of English family life. It seems like something we could expect from the French.
Well, then what would you expect me to do? I would do anything in this world to ensure Gwendolyn's happiness.
I would advise you, Mr. Worthing, to produce one parent of either sex before the season is quite over.
I can possibly do that, Lady Bracknell. I could produce the handbag at any moment. That should satisfy you.
Me, sir? What is it to do with me? You can hardly expect that I would allow our only daughter to marry into a cloakroom and form an alliance with a parcel. Good morning, Mr. Worthing.
Good morning! How idiotic you are, Algy!
Oh, did not go off all right.
As far as Gwendolyn is concerned, we are engaged, but her mother... I've never met such a monster. Oh, I beg your pardon. I suppose I shouldn't be speaking that way about your aunt.
Don't worry about it, old chap. I love hearing my relations abused. It's the only thing that makes me put up with them at all. See, relations haven't got the slightest idea about how to live, not the slightest clue about when to die.
I am sick to death of your cleverness. Everybody's clever nowadays. You can't go anywhere in this world without meeting clever people. I wish to God we had a few more fools left.
Oh, we do? Like you?
Really? What do these fools talk about?
Oh, the fools. The clever people, of course.
What fools?
By the way, did you tell Gwendolyn about you being Earnest in town and Jack in the country?
My friend, the truth is not something one speaks to a nice, sweet, refined girl of the nature of Gwendolyn. That is how to behave to a woman.
The only way to behave to a woman is to make love to her if she's pretty, and to someone else if she's plain.
Handsome sir.
Oh, what of your brother? What about the reckless Mr. Earnest?
I will have gotten rid of him by the end of the week. I will say he died in Paris of a severe chill.
But I thought you'd said Miss Cardew was a little too interested in him.
Well, Cecily is not a hopeless romantic girl, I'm happy to say.
I would rather like to meet Cecily.
I will make sure that you will not. She is excessively pretty, only just 18.
Have you told Gwendolyn you have an excessively pretty ward who's only just 18?
Algy, one does not blurt those things out. Gwendolyn and Cecily are perfectly destined to become the best of friends. I will bet you anything that you like that a half an hour after they have met, they will be calling each other sister.
Women only do that when they've called each other a lot of other things first. Well, this makes me hungry.
I never knew when you weren't hungry.
Well, what shall we do after the dinner? Go to the theatre?
Oh, I hate listening.
Go to the club, perhaps?
Oh, I hate talking to people.
Well, we might trot on the iPad 10.
Oh, I loathe listening to things.
What shall we do?
Nothing.
That's awfully hard work doing nothing.
Miss Fairfax.
You turn around.
Gwendolyn, upon my word!
Algy, turn your back. I have something important to say to Mr. Worthing.
Gwendolyn, really, I don't think I can allow this.
My darling.
Ernest, from the look on Mamma's face, I fear we shall never be married. But nothing she could say could change my eternal devotion to you.
Dear Gwendolyn.
Your town address at the Albany I have. What is your address in the country?
The Manor House, Woolton, Hertfordshire.
I will communicate with you daily. It may be necessary to do something desperate. How long do you remain in town?
Till Monday.
Okay, Algy, you can turn around now.
Thank you. I've turned it all already.
You will let me see you to your carriage, my darling.
Certainly.
Lane, I will see Miss Fairfax out.
Yes, miss. Yes, sir.
Well done. Lane, I will be going Bunburying tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
I hope tomorrow's a pleasant day, Lane.
It never is, monsieur.
Lane, you're a perfect pessimist.
I know, monsieur.
We have the dinner.
Horrible chemistry, horrible history, and horrible philosophy.
Mr. Ernest Worthing has just driven over from the station.
Uncle Jack's brother? Did you tell him Mr. Worthing was in town?
Yes, miss. He seemed very much disappointed.
Tell Mr. Ernest Worthing to come out here and speak to the housekeeper about a room for him.
Yes, miss.
I have never met a truly wicked person before. I feel rather frightened. I am so afraid he will look just like everybody else. And he does.
Well, you must be my dear little cousin Cecily, I'm sure.
You are under some strange mistake. I'm not little. In fact, I believe I'm actually unusually tall for my age. But I am your cousin Cecily. And you, I see, are my wicked cousin Ernest.
You mustn't think that I'm wicked.
You're not. Then you've certainly been deceiving us all in a very inexcusable manner.
Well, I must admit I have been rather reckless.
I am glad to hear that. I don't think you should be so proud of that, though I'm sure it must have been very pleasant.
It's much pleasanter here with you.
I don't understand how you're here at all. Uncle Jack won't be back until Monday afternoon.
Ah, yes, of course. I have to go back by the first train on Monday morning.
I think you had better wait until Uncle Jack arrives. I know he wants to speak to you about your emigrating.
About my what?
You're emigrating. Uncle Jack is sending you to Australia.
Australia? I'd sooner die! All this talk makes me hungry.
How thoughtful. I should have remembered. When one is going to lead an entirely new life, one requires regular and wholesome meals. Now, won't you come in?
Yes, thank you.
Mr. Worthing, this is indeed a surprise. We did not look for you till Monday afternoon.
I have returned sooner than I had expected.
Dear Mr. Worthing, I trust these black clothes and you must have some terrible calamity.
My brother!
More shameful death than extravagance.
Dead!
Dead? Your brother Ernest dead? What a lesson for him. I trust he will profit by it.
Poor Ernest. He had many flaws, but it is a sad blow.
Uncle Jack, I'm so pleased to see you back. But what horrible clothes you have on. Go and change them.
Cecily.
What's wrong? Don't you look happy? I've got such a surprise for you. Guess who is in the dining room? Your brother.
Who?
Your brother Ernest. He arrived about half hour ago.
I haven't got a brother.
Uncle Jack, don't say that. He's still your brother. I'll tell him to come out.
My brother Ernest in the dining room? What does this all mean? I find it quite absurd.
After being resigned to his loss, his sudden return seems to me distressing.
Good heavens!
Brother, I've come down all the way from town to apologize for the trouble we've given you. I will lead a better life in the future.
Ow!
Uncle Jack, do be nice. There is some good in everyone. Ernest has just been telling me about his poor invalid friend, Mr. Bunbury, whom he goes to visit so often.
He's been talking about Bunbury, has he?
Yes, he's told me all about Mr. Bunbury and his terrible state of health.
Well, I won't have him talking about Bunbury or anything else.
Uncle Jack, if you don't shake hands with Ernest, I will never forgive you.
Never forgive me.
Never, never, never.
Fine, I shall do it once.
Cecily, you'll come with me. Certainly, Miss Prism. My little task of reconciliation is over. I have done a beautiful
You're an idiot, Algy.
Place Mr. Ernest Worthing sings in the room next to yours. I suppose that is all right?
His things?
Yes, monsieur. 10 cases, 7 hat boxes, a large mirror, and 2 large picnic baskets.
Yes, I'm afraid I can't stay more than a week this time.
Merriman, call back the car. Mr. Ernest has been suddenly called back into town.
Yes, monsieur.
What a fearful lie you are, Jack. I haven't been called to town at all.
Yes, you have.
I haven't heard anybody call me.
Your duty as a gentleman calls you back.
Well, I can't quite understand that. By the way, Cecily's does.
You are not to talk over her like that. I do not like it.
Well, I don't like your clothes. I think you look perfectly ridiculous in them.
Well, will you leave if I change?
Well, I suppose I might. But only if you don't take too long. I've never seen someone and with such little result.
It's better than being always overdressed like you are.
Well, if I am occasionally overdressed, I make up for it by being immensely overeducated.
Your vanity is ridiculous, your conduct an outrage, and your presence in my garden is utterly absurd. Good day!
I've had such a pleasant time here. I'm in love with Cecily, and that is all that matters. Ah, there she is.
I thought you were Uncle Jack. I just came back to water the roses.
He's gone to fetch the car for me.
Is he going to take you for a nice drive?
He's going to send me away.
Then we have got to part?
I'm afraid so. Cecily, if I may say so quite honestly, you are to me in every way the visible personification of absolute perfection.
If you will allow me, Ernest, I will copy your remarks into my diary.
The diary? May I see it?
Oh no, I couldn't possibly. It is intended for publication. When it comes out in volume form, I do hope you will order a copy.
Cecily, ever since I've looked upon your incomparable beauty, I've been in love with you. Devotedly, passionately, hopelessly.
Hopelessly doesn't seem to make much sense, does it? Another word, perhaps?
Cecily. Cecily, I don't care for anybody else in the world but you. I'm in love with you. You will marry me, won't you?
You silly boy, of course. Why, we have been engaged for 3 months already.
For the last 3 months?
Yes, it will be exactly 3 months on Thursday.
How did I become engaged?
Well, ever since dear Uncle Jack confessed to us that he had a younger brother who was very wicked and bad, I dare say it was foolish of me, but I fell in love with you at first thought, Ernest.
But when was this engagement actually settled?
On the 14th of February last. The next day, I bought this little ring in your name, and this is the bangle with the true lover's knot I promised you always to wear.
Did I give... Well, it is certainly beautiful, is it not?
Yes, you do have wonderfully good taste, Ernest. It's the excuse I've always given for your living such a bad life. And here, I keep all of your dear letters.
My letters? But sweet Cecily, I've never written you any letters.
You need hardly remind me of that, Ernest. I remember only too well I was forced to write all of your letters for you.
Well, in that case, may I see them?
Oh no, you'd become too vain. The 3 you wrote after I had broken off our engagement are so beautifully written and so badly spelled that I can hardly read them without crying a little.
Oh, was our engagement ever truly broken off?
On the 22nd of last March? You may see the entry if you'd like. Today I broke off the engagement with Ernest. I fear it is better to do so. The weather still continues charming.
But what had I done? I'd done nothing at all, Cecily. I find it greatly distressing that you broke off our engagement, particularly when the weather was so charming.
It wouldn't have been a serious engagement otherwise. Besides, I forgave you before the week ended.
What a perfect angel you are, Cecily.
You sweet, romantic boy.
You'll never break off our engagement again, will you?
I don't think I could break it off now that I have actually met you. Besides, there is the question of your name.
Yes, of course.
It has always been a girlish dream of mine to love someone whose name was Earnest. The name inspires absolute confidence. I pity those women whose husbands are not called Earnest.
Well, do you mean to say you could not love me if I had some other name?
But what other name?
Oh, I don't know, any name. Algernon, for instance.
No, but I don't like the name Algernon.
Well, I don't see why you don't like the name Algernon, Cecily. I think it's a rather aristocratic name. But seriously, Cecily, could you not love me if I had some other name?
I might admire your character, but I fear I should not be able to give you my undivided attention.
Cecily, I must go away on some most important christening. Most important business. I'll be back in half an hour.
Considering we have been engaged for 3 months already, and that we only met today for the first time, couldn't you make it 20 minutes?
I'll be back in no time.
I must enter this proposal into my diary.
Miss Fairfax has just called to see Mr. Worthing.
Pray ask the lady to come out here. Mr. Worthing is sure to be back soon, and you can bring tea.
Yes, miss.
Let me introduce myself to you. My name is Cecily Cardew.
Cecily Cardew. What a very sweet name. We're going to be great friends. I like you already. My first impressions of people are never wrong.
How nice of you to like me so much after we have known each other such a short time.
I may call you Cecily, may I not?
With pleasure,
And you must always call me Gwendolyn.
if you wish.
Cecily, Mamma has brought me up to be rather short-sighted. Do you mind my looking at you through my glasses?
Not at all, Gwendolyn. I am very fond of being looked at.
You are here on a short visit, I suppose.
Oh no, I live here.
Your mother or some female relation of advanced years resides here also?
My dear guardian, along with my tutor, Miss Prism, look after me.
Your guardian?
Yes, Mr. Worthing.
That is funny, he never mentioned that he had a ward. Cecily, I'm very fond of you. I've liked you ever since I met you. But I cannot help expressing a wish that you were, well, if I may speak candidly.
Oh, Pray do. I always think whenever one has anything unpleasant to say, one should always be quite candid.
Yes, well, I cannot help expressing a wish that you were fully 42, and more than unusually plain for your age. Even men of the highest moral character, such as Earnest, are susceptible to the influence of physical charms.
I beg your pardon, Gwendolyn, but did you say Earnest?
Yes?
It is not Mr. Ernest Worthing who is my guardian. It is his brother. His elder brother.
He never mentioned that he had a brother.
I am sorry to say they have not been on good terms for some time.
Cecily, you have lifted a load from my mind. It would have been terrible if a cloud had come across a friendship like ours. But of course you're quite sure it is not Mr. Ernest Worthing who is your guardian?
Quite sure. In fact, I am going to be his. Dear Gwendolyn, there is no reason to hide it from you. The papers are to report the fact next week. Mr. Ernest Worthing and I are engaged to be married.
My dear Cecily, there must be some mistake. Mr. Ernest Worthing is engaged to me.
You must be under some misconception. Ernest proposed to me exactly 10 minutes ago.
Well, it is certainly very curious, for he proposed to me yesterday afternoon at 5:30. If you would care to verify the incident, pray do so. I am so sorry, Cecily, but I'm afraid I have the prior claim.
It distresses me to inform you that since Ernest proposed to you, he clearly changed his mind.
If the poor fellow has been entrapped into any foolish promise, I will consider it my duty to rescue him at once.
Whatever unfortunate entanglement Ernest has gotten into, we will never speak of it after we are married.
Do you refer to me, Miss Cardew, as an entanglement?
Do you suggest, Miss Fairfax, that I entrapped Ernest into an engagement? How dare you? This is no time to wear the shallow mask of manners. When I see a spade, I call it a spade.
Well, I am very glad to say that I have never seen a spade. They are exceptionally low class. So obviously our social spheres have been widely different.
Shall I lay tea here as usual, miss?
Yes, as usual. Can I offer you some tea, Miss Fairfax?
Yes, thank you. Detestable girl. Very quiet.
Sugar?
No, thank you. Sugar is not fashionable anymore.
Cake or bread and butter?
Bread and butter, please. Cake is rarely seen in the best houses nowadays.
Hand that to Miss Fairfax, won't you?
I am known for the extraordinary gentleness and sweetness of my nature, but I warn you, Miss Cardew, you may go too far.
To save my poor, innocent, and trusting boy from the schemes of any other girl, there are no lengths to which I would not go.
The moment I met you, I distrusted you. I felt that you were false and deceitful. I'm never deceived in such matters. My first impressions of people are invariably right. Ernest!
My darling.
Wait, a moment. Are you engaged to be married to this young lady?
To dear little Cecily, of course not. What could put such a thing into your pretty little head?
Thank you, you may.
I knew there must be some misunderstanding, Miss Fairfax. The gentleman whose arm is present round your waist is my guardian, Mr. Jack Worthing.
I beg your pardon.
This is Uncle Jack.
Jack! Oh!
Here is Ernest. Ernest, are you engaged to be married to this young lady?
What young lady? Good heavens, Gwendolyn!
Yes, to good heavens, Gwendolyn.
Of course not. What could put such an idea into your pretty little head?
Thank you, you may.
I felt there must be some slight error, Miss Cardew. The man who is currently embracing you is my cousin, Mr. Algernon Moncrief.
Algernon Moncrief. Is your name really Algernon?
You can't quite deny it.
Is your name really Jack?
I could deny it if I liked. I could deny anything if I liked. However, I must admit my name is Jack.
My poor wounded Cecily. My sweet wrong Gwendolyn. You will call me sister, will you not?
There is one question I would like to be allowed to ask my guardian.
An excellent idea. Mr. Worthing, where is your brother Ernest? We are both engaged to be married to your brother Ernest, so it means to us to know where he is.
Gwendolyn, Cecily, it is the first time in my life that I have ever been disposed to such a painful position. However, I must say that I have no brother of the name of Earnest.
No brother at all?
None.
Well, Cecily, it is quite clear that neither of us is engaged to anyone. Let us return to the house. They will hardly dare to come after us there.
No, men are so cowardly, aren't they?
You have no right whatsoever to Bunbury here.
Well, one has the right to Bunbury anywhere one pleases. Every serious Bunburyist knows that.
Serious Bunburys, good heavens!
Well, one must be serious about something if one wants to have any amusement in life.
As for your conduct towards Miss Cardew, a girl of a very nice, sweet, innocent nature, I find it quite inexcusable.
Well, I see no possible defense for your deceiving a brilliant, clever, thoroughly experienced young girl like Miss Fairfax.
I'm engaged to Gwendolyn. I love her.
Well, I simply wanted to be married to Cecily. I adore her.
Well, you will not.
Well, I don't see much likelihood in your happiness either, Jack.
It's none of your business.
Well, if it was my business, I wouldn't talk about it. I find it perfectly vulgar of people to talk about their own business. Only bankers do that.
How can you sit there, calmly eating muffins in such a situation?
You can't possibly ask me to eat muffins in a bother. The bother will probably get in my cups. Besides, one should always eat muffins quite calmly. It's the only way to eat them.
Find it quite heartless that you're eating muffins at all.
Well, when I'm distressed, eating is the only thing that helps me. I am pretty fond of muffins.
There's no reason why you should be eating them all in such a greedy way.
I wish you'd taken the tea cake instead. I dislike tea cake.
I suppose a man might eat his own muffins in his own garden.
But I thought you just said it was perfectly heartless to eat muffins.
I said it was perfectly heartless of you to eat muffins.
But the muffins are the same.
I wish to God you would go!
Don't possibly ask me to leave. I haven't had my dinner yet. I never leave without my dinner. I don't think anybody does except vegans and people like that. Besides, I am to be christened with the name Earnest soon.
We both can't be christened Ernest. It's absurd. You've been christened already, and I have not. Therefore, I deserve the right to be christened over you.
But I've been christened for years.
Yes, but you've been christened already. That's the matter.
Jack, with the muffins again. I wish you wouldn't. I told you I like them. What kind of hospitality is this?
Algy, just leave.
Well, I haven't quite finished my tea yet. Besides, there is still one muffin left.
They seem to be eating muffins. That looks like regret.
They don't seem to notice us at all. Couldn't you cough?
But I haven't got a cough.
They're looking at us. They're approaching. We shan't be the first to speak.
Certainly not.
We must maintain a dignified silence.
Certainly. It is the only thing to do now.
Mr. Worthing. I have something very important to ask you. Much depends on your reply.
Gwendolyn, your common sense is amazing. Mr. Moncrief, kindly answer me the following question. Why did you pretend to be my guardian's brother?
To have an opportunity of meeting you, Cecily.
That certainly seems to be a satisfactory explanation, does it not?
Yes, if you can believe him.
I don't.
True. Mr. Worthing, what explanation could you offer me for pretending to have a brother? Was it so that you might have an opportunity of coming to town as often as possible to see me?
Can you doubt it, Miss Fairfax?
I have the gravest doubts upon the subject, but I intend to crush them. Their explanations seem quite satisfactory, especially Mr. Worthing's.
I am more than content with what Mr. Moncrief said.
So you think we should forgive them?
Yes. I mean, no.
True, there are principles at stake. Which of us should tell them?
Can we not both speak at the same time?
An excellent idea. Your Christian names are still an insuperable barrier. That is all.
Our Christian names? Is that all? But we're going to be christened this afternoon.
For me, you're willing to do this terrible thing.
I am.
To please me, you are willing to face this fearful ordeal?
I am. Darling.
Lady Bracknell.
Gwendolyn, what does this mean?
Merely that I am engaged to be married to Mr. Worthing, Mamma.
Come here, sit down. Sit down immediately. Hesitation of any kind is a sign of mental decay in the young. As in the old. Mr. Worthing, you must clearly understand that all communication between yourself and my daughter must cease immediately from this moment. I am firm on this matter.
Lady Bracknell, I'm engaged to be married to Gwendolyn.
You're nothing of the kind, sir. And now, as regards Algernon. Algernon?
Yes, Aunt Augusta.
May I ask if it's in this house that your invalid friend, Mr. Bunbury, resides?
Oh, no. Bunbury doesn't live here. In fact, Bunbury is dead.
Dead? When did Mr. Bunbury die?
Oh, I killed him this...
What did he die of?
Well, he was quite exploded.
Exploded? I was not aware that Mr. Bunbury was French. A revolutionary.
Aunt Augusta, the doctors found that Bunbury could not live, and so Bunbury died.
Well, I am glad, however, that he made up his mind at last to some definite course of action. Mr. Worthing, may I ask, who is this young person who my nephew is now holding in what seems to me an unnecessary manner?
That lady is Miss Cecily Cardew, my ward.
I'm engaged to be married to Cecily, Aunt Augusta.
I beg your pardon.
Lady Bracknell, Mr. Moncrief and I are engaged to be married.
I do not know whether there's anything peculiarly exciting in this particular part of Hertfordshire, but the number of engagements that go on seem to me considerably above the proper average. Mr. Worthing, is Miss Cardew at all connected with any of the larger railway stations in London? I'm merely to start information. Until yesterday, I had no idea there were any families or person whose origin was a station.
Miss Cardew is granddaughter of Mr. Thomas Cardew of 149 Belgrave Square, Gervais Park, Dorking, Surrey, and the Spore in Fifeshire, NB.
That is good. 3 addresses always inspire confidence. But what proof have I of their authenticity?
I have carefully preserved all the court orders of the period. They are open to your inspection, Lady Bracknell.
I've no strange errors in that publication.
Miss Cardew's solicitors are Messrs. Markby, and Markby.
Markby, and Markby.
Another Markby.
Markby! A firm of the very highest precision. Yes, Miss Cardew seemed to me the most attractive young lady now that I look at her. Come here, child. Ah, pretty child. The dress is sadly simple and hair almost as plain. But we can soon alter that. Turn around, child. No, it's the side view that I want. Ah, yes, good. There are distinct social possibilities in your profile. Chin a little higher down. Style largely depends on how the chin is worn. They're worn very high. Algernon?
Oh, yes, Aunt Augusta.
The distinct social possibility in Mrs. Cardew's profile.
Cecily is the sweetest, prettiest girl I've ever met in my life, Aunt Augusta. And I don't care 2 pence about social possibilities.
Never speak disrespectfully of the society, Algernon. Only people who can't get into it do that. Well, I suppose I must give you my consent.
Thank you, Lady Bracknell.
Cecily, you may kiss me.
Thank you, Lady Bracknell.
You may also address me as Aunt Augusta for the future.
Thank you, Aunt Augusta.
The marriage, I think, had take place quite soon.
Thank you, Aunt Augusta.
I'm not in favor of long engagement. They give people, the opportunity of finding out each other's character before marriage.
I beg your pardon for interrupting you, Lady Bracknell. However, I may tell you that I'm Miss Carde's guardian. She requires my consent to be married. And that consent I absolutely decline to give.
Upon what grounds, may I ask?
I believe Algernon has a questionable moral character. I believe he is untruthful.
Untruthful?
Yes.
My nephew, Algernon? Impossible. He's a Sagittarius.
This morning, he entered my house under the false pretense of being my brother and subsequently drank an entire pint bottle of my Perrier Jouet pour 4 wine. Preceding his disgraceful deception, he managed to alienate the affections of my only ward and subsequently stayed for tea, where he devoured every single muffin!
Mr. Worthing, after careful consideration, I've decided entirely to forget my nephew's conduct to you.
Thank you, Aunt Augusta.
That is very generous of you, Lady Bracknell. However, my decision is firm. I decline to give my consent.
Child, come here. How old are you?
Well, I'm only 18, but I always admit to 20 when I go to evening parties.
Of course, you're perfectly right in making some slight alteration. Indeed, no woman should ever be quite accurate about her age. It is not long, however, until you do come of age. I do not think that your guardian's consent is, after all, a matter of any importance.
I beg your pardon for interrupting you again, Lady Bracknell. However, I must tell you that Cecily does not come of age until she is 35.
35 is an extremely attractive age. London society is full of women of the very highest birth who have, of their own free will, remained 35 for years. Lady Gopalan, for example, to my own knowledge, has been 35 ever since she arrived at the age of 40, which was many years ago now.
Could you wait for me until I was 35?
You know I could, Cecily. You know I could.
Yes, I felt it instinctively, but I don't think I could wait all that time. I hate waiting even 5 minutes for anybody.
Mr. Worthing, as Miss Cardew stated positively that she cannot wait till she's 35, showing an impatient nature, I would beg of you to reconsider your decision.
I must tell you that the matter is in your hands, Lady Bracknell. The moment you consent to my marriage with our marriage, I will happily give my consent.
That is out of the question.
Well, I suppose there's nothing that any of us can look forward to.
That is not the future I propose for Gwendolen. Algernon, of course, can choose for himself. Come there, we already missed 5, if not 6 trains. To miss any more might expose us to comment on the platform.
Everything is quite ready for the christenings.
The christenings? Is that not premature?
Both these gentlemen have expressed a desire for immediate baptism.
At their age? The idea is grotesque. Algernon, I forbid you to be baptized.
Yes, Aunt Augusta.
Am I to understand that there are to be no christenings at all this afternoon?
I don't think as things are now that they'd be of much use to any of us.
Very well. I will return to the church at once. I believe Miss Prism wishes to go as well.
Miss Prism? Did I hear you mention a Miss Prism?
Yes. Miss Prism for the last 3 years has been Miss Cardew's tutor.
I must see her at once. Let her be sent for. Prism! Prism! Where is that baby? 28 years ago, Prism, you left Lord Bracknell's house in charge of a stroller that contained a baby of the male sex. You never returned. 3 weeks later, the stroller was discovered in a remote corner of Bayswater by the police. It contained a manuscript of a 3-volume novel of a more than usually revolting sexuality. But the baby was not there. Miss Prism, where is that baby?
Oh, Lady Bracknell, I admit with shame that I do not know. I prepared as usual to take the baby out in the stroller. I'd also with me an ordinary handbag in which I'd intended to place the manuscript of a work of fiction that I've been working on during my few unoccupied hours. In a moment of stupidity, for which I will never forgive myself, I deposited the manuscript in the stroller and placed the baby in the handbag!
But where did you deposit the handbag?
Oh, do not ask me, Mr. Worthing.
Miss Prism, I insist on knowing where you deposited the handbag.
In the cloakroom of one of the larger railway stations in London.
Which railway station?
Victoria, the Brighton line.
Gwendolyn, wait for me here. I must go to my room for a moment.
I will wait for you all my life. As long as you don't take too long.
Families of such high precision as ours, such strange coincidences are not supposed to occur. They're hardly considered a thing.
Uncle Jack seems strangely agitated.
It sounds like he was having an argument. I dislike arguments of any kind. They're always vulgar and unconvincing. I wish he would arrive at some conclusion.
The suspense is terrible. I hope it lasts.
Is this the handbag?
It seems to be mine. Here, on the lock, are my initials.
This prison. I was a child you placed in it.
You?
Yes. Mother! You are married? Oh, Mother, I forgive you, Mother.
There seems to be some slight error. There is the lady who can tell you who you really are.
Would you kindly inform me who I am, Lady Bracknell?
You're the son of my poor sister, Mrs. Moncrief, and consequently, Algernon's elder brother.
What? Alger's elder brother? I always said I had a brother. I knew I had a brother. Alger, you scoundrel. You better treat me with more respect from now on. You've never treated me like a brother your entire life.
Well, I must admit I haven't so far, but I have been out of practice.
Darling. But wait, who are you? What is your Christian name now that you've become someone else?
I'm afraid I've forgotten that point. Your decision on the matter of my name cannot be changed, I suppose.
I never change, except in my affections.
Well, then this must be settled at once. Aunt Augusta, at the time that I was deposited in the handbag, had I been christened already?
Every luxury that money could buy, including christening, had you been spoilt with.
Would you kindly inform me my Christian name?
Being the eldest son, you were naturally christened after your father.
Yes, but what was my father's Christian name?
Do you not seem to remember? But I'm sure you had one. It was eccentric, I admit, but only in the later years. And that was the result of the Indian climate.
Algy, can you not recollect what our father's Christian name was?
My dear fellow, we were never in speaking tongues.
I suppose the army list of the time would have his name, Aunt Augusta.
I have no doubt.
The army list of the period are here. Quite crowded. Okay. M. Generals. Malum. Maximum. Madley. What ghastly names they are! Marsley. Migsby. Mobbs. Moncrief. Lieutenant. 1840. Captain. Lieutenant. Colonel. General. 1869. Christian names. Earnest John. I always told you, Gwendolyn, my name was Earnest, didn't I? It is after.
Ernest. Yes, I remember now that the general was called Ernest. And you had a particular reason for disliking the name.
Gwendolyn, it is a terrible thing for a man to find out that suddenly, all this life, he's been speaking nothing but the truth. You forgive me.
I can.
My darling.
You seem to be displaying signs of foolishness.
On the contrary, Aunt Augusta, I've now realized for the first time in my life the vital importance of being earnest.